FM in Keta and Sunshine FM in Boko. It's on ABN Radio in London and around the world at myjoyonline.com. The news is brought to you by UMB Bank, UMB Speed Up, Digibank, Let's Go, SuperSem, Build Your Dream, and Telesol 4G, Just a Touch. And coming up, as opinions remain split on government's white paper on Emil Short Commission report, we hear the views of analysts recommending the Attorney General prosecutes those cited.
Whether even together, the Attorney General may have taken this decision with the executive, the Attorney General can at the same time make a determination.
Parliament considering passage of legislation to deal with electoral offences not captured in current legislation and avert conflicts.
And one thing that we are also examining in Parliament at the moment, the Electoral Offences Act of Kenya.
We'll hear from the Speaker of Parliament as Ghana joins the rest of the world to mark International Peace Day. Also in this edition, family of 18-year-old girl kidnapped and raped for 4 months in Aflao, unable to secure medical report to back her case in court due to lack of funds.
We also have to pay another 500 as the fee for the report. In fact, I don't have any money. I still don't have.
And later, Joy News Habitat Fair gets underway at the Accra International Conference Centre with loads of offers from security for your home to quality of material for your dream house. And in sports,
we'll take you.
I'm live at the Ghana FA headquarters where persons interested in contesting for the GFA presidency have by close of day today to file their nomination forms. Join me in 24 details.
Also, Music Meets Radio. We'll hear from dancehall artist Stoneboy as he takes on the job of a radio show host on the Cosmopolitan Mix on Joy FM.
My name is Mama Vio Swabwade here today with...
my name is Stoneboy, aka the Burlington, aka the Vanguard. And I'm your co-host on Joy FM. I'm going to be in my element with Mama V right now.
We'll catch all the excitements once again on the Cosmopolitan Mix. All that and more here on the Midday News with me, Emefa Apau. And it's been 48 hours since portions of government's white paper on the Justice Emil Short-led Commission of Inquiry were leaked. The paper, detailing the president's opinion on the work of the eminent persons, dismissed many of their recommendations, including prosecution of the man who slapped an MP. The document also dismissed a recommendation for the National Security SWAT team to be disbanded. But already, opinions have been divided over the matter. We'll soon be hearing from experts on the development, but first, I've been analysing the various views expressed so far.
50% of the recommendations that make specific reference to individuals and their specific roles they played leading to the violence during the Ayawaso West Wogon by-election were rejected by government in the white paper. The Emil Short Commission recommended the criminal prosecution of Mr. Ernest Akumia alias Double, and government took note of it and referred the matter to the CID for investigation. In the case of DSP Samuel Kojo Azugu, the commission recommended his removal from command responsibility at the National Security and reassigned. Government once again took note of it and referred it to the IGP for consideration. The white paper, however, rejected recommendations for Colonel Michael Poku and Brian Echampong, Minister of State in charge of National Security, to be reprimanded. The prosecution of the man who slapped Ningo Prampram MP Sam George was also rejected. The MP describes the decision as laughable.
That provocation is a defense, and for that reason they will not prosecute. It's laughable. That is not the position of the President or his Attorney General to determine. That is the position of the court.
The opposition NDC says the white paper reaffirms their long-held view that the establishment of the commission was just a cover-up. Here's the communications officer of the party, Sami Jemfi.
It's unsurprisingly disappointing and goes to confirm our long-held suspicions that this was a ruse meant to cover up the complicity of those who perpetrated the heinous crimes.
But Deputy Information Minister Pius Hajide rejects the cover-up claims.
To suggest that the same president who leads from the front and establishes a commission of inquiry is rather the one engaged in a certain cover-up, for me, appears to be an attack on logic. It cannot be correct. It is not true.
Deputy Information Minister Pius Hajide ending that report. Well, private legal practitioner Yao Pon has charged the Attorney General to go ahead and prosecute those cited in the report. According to him, despite government's opposition, the AG can use the report as a basis to prosecute.
And there are laws to the effect that even a commission of inquiry report may be the foundation for civil remedy in court. In fact, the Attorney General is mandated under relevant laws to even commence civil proceedings in relation to findings that are made. Whether even together, the Attorney General may have taken this decision with the executive. The Attorney General can at the same time make a determination for further or for fresh investigations to be conducted and take a firm decision on it. The Attorney General is a lawyer, and lawyers, as you know, there are consequences to decisions that we make. Apart from the Attorney General being a political appointee, the Attorney General is a lawyer.
Now, Mr. Opon says there should be a law to make recommendations of such commissions of inquiry binding.
I think we still have to look at this whole issue of white paper again.
Yeah.
But also bearing in mind that the commission, what the commission does is a recommendation. And generally recommendations are not binding.
Mr.
So why would we not then rather make the commission and amend the constitution, for example, make the commission's findings as findings which are binding on the government or on the people who are to implement them. I mean, recommendations are recommendations that can be rejected, or that is generally rejected or varied by the people to whom the recommendations are made.
You heard the lawyer Yao Pong. Now, still on elections and violence, Speaker of Parliament, Professor Aaron Michael Quay, says Parliament is considering passing legislation to deal with electoral offences not captured in the current legislation. Such offences, he argues, sometimes causes conflicts. But Professor Michael Quay was speaking at a forum organised by the National Peace Council at the University of Ghana to mark International Peace Day.
And one thing that we are also examining in Parliament at the moment, the Electoral Offences Act of Kenya. Kenya, after their struggle and a war with a very well organized society, passed an Electoral Offences Act. Lawyers will tell you that there are a number of things that happen during elections which often erodes the crowd, which are found loopholes in the regular criminal law. These are matters that we are examining currently in Parliament. We want you to partner us and bring good practices together so that with one good law as a framework, we'll pass laws apart from the vigilante one to take care of all the mischiefs and misdeeds, the trick, and those things that encourage electoral violence in one thing.
You heard this, Professor Michael Quay, Speaker of Parliament. My colleague Joseph Akable is at that program at the University of Ghana and joins us on the line. So, Joseph, I understand that the Speaker has also been talking about the court considering rolling out a double-track system. What exactly does he mean?
He says that more often than not, cases tend to take a long time to be resolved in the courts. And so this, he says, emboldens people to engage in various crimes, knowing that if they are put before the courts, it will take a long time before whoever has concerns about that will get his grievances resolved. So he believes that a double-track system where some judges sit in the morning and others sit in the afternoon will lead to a resolution of this particular problem.
Well, the chairman of the National Peace Council, those who are hosting this program today, have also been talking about the recent kidnappings, murders, and political vigilantism. What exactly should we know about what they've been saying?
In fact, Professor Asante says that, who is the chairman of the Peace Council, says the way crimes are being committed, even against high-ranking personalities in the country, is a reminder that we need not take our peace that we have in the country for granted. We can listen to him.
The need for peace in this country has never been more apparent than at this present time, when our elections are more fiercely contested. Our youths becoming increasingly agitated over limited opportunities, political vigilantism, recent kidnappings and murders of prominent persons with impunity getting into the very fabric of our society, and the threat of extremism looming large over our suffering. It is in view of the foregoing that I make a call on all well-meaning citizens, both home and abroad, to buckle up, because the task ahead is critical.
Now, Joseph, the issue about the Emil Short Commission report also came up in your interaction with the Speaker, for instance. What exactly has he been saying about the government white paper?
Michael Quay says the violence did happen, A report has been issued. A commission also submitted its report. He believes that we must study the report closely in order to ensure that such electoral violence does not happen again.
Well, and that's my colleague Joseph Aka-Blay there speaking from the International Peace Day commemoration. But on his part also, the Deputy Interior Minister Henry Quartey says government has so far shown commitment to safeguarding Ghana's peace through interventions such as passage of the Vigilantism and Other Offences Law, aside from supporting the Peace Council and some prominent individuals to resolve conflicts such as the Dagbon one that existed for years.
His Excellency the President reassured Ghanaians of his unconditional support to the cause of ensuring peace when he called on the two major political parties to engage each other on the growing menace of vigilantism, which is currently mediated by the National Peace Council. Let us all be assured that the President really means his work and will continue to provide support to this dialogue process.
You heard the Deputy Interior Minister, Henry Quartey, there. Now, the food vendor caught storing plantain by her toilet has been fined 1,200 Ghana cedis and asked to relocate or face more sanctions. She was prosecuted yesterday after a bench warrant was issued for her arrest. My colleague Nancy Emefa Jadosi has a wrap of day 3 of the Joy Clean Ghana campaign.
The team was first met with a filthy gutter that had been choked with solid and liquid waste. The operators of the shops along the drain were, however, reluctant when they were asked to desilt it.
Go and bring brooms, all of you. Go and bring brooms. If you don't have some, close the. Give me way. Come out. All of you should come out. We'll close the place.
It took the assemblyman's intervention to get them working. In another house visited by the team, the bathroom, which had been taken over by algae, had 2 trash bins, with one containing human excreta.
Toilets. So why can't we live with cholera within the area? If you have toilet like this, in the bathroom, and this way the children
How can you put a boiler in a bathroom?
So are we the people who carry the toilet and came and put it?
The fish smoking station right next to the bathroom was, however, the main concern of the team.
Please prepare them for court. Prepare the absence of toilet facility, and then this sanitary bathroom with mixed with refuse, mixed with human excreta, exposed to flies, and close to a fish smoking system.
It turned out the next house also had no toilet. At a point, it was as though Choco was a breeding ground for flies. One other house was preparing a meal of banku under very unhygienic conditions.
You can imagine what is happening here. Preparing banku here. I want to see whether it's for commercial or domestic consumption.
In all the houses, no one was willing to accept responsibility for the insanitary conditions. Only excuses.
Sometimes you prepare for the animals. Hey, banku is stew for animals. What type of animals? Dogs. What are they? Okay, we would like to inspect the dogs.
The team eventually found the public toilet serving the entire Choco community. Though it appeared decent from a distance, the team uncovered an eyesore when they got close. The septic tanks, which had been left open, let out a foul odor which wafted through the community.
So we are going to give you another letter. And this letter, I'm giving you only 3 days. If this, from today is what? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Monday. If we come and you don't empty and then reconstruct the inspection chambers, we'll close the toilet.
Day 3 done. We could be in your area next.
And the Joy Clean Ghana campaign team will be in your area next Wednesday. Are you ready? And in the meantime, keep your environment clean. But still on sanitation, international NGO World Vision Ghana has endorsed the Joy Clean Ghana campaign, which seeks to educate and enforce sanitation bylaws in partnership with district assemblies in the country. WASH Technical Coordinator for World Vision Ghana, Yao Ata Ahing, says the initiative is brilliant. He spoke to Joy News on the sidelines of the launch of the School Sanitation Solutions Challenge, an initiative that seeks to address sanitation in the country using children as advocates.
I've been excited with that campaign. In fact, I have had the opportunity to talk about it. I believe that we need to collaborate. So after this launch, we need to sit down and see how we can take up these campaigns to the limit that we all expect so that we can achieve the results that we have set for ourselves. It's a brilliant campaign and we endorse it. And we want to also associate ourselves with it together with this campaign that we are also launching.
Now, a recent survey by UNICEF reveals that over 30% of public basic schools in the country are without access to improved sanitation, while 45% lack access to safe drinking water. Mr. Ahin says the School Sanitation Solutions Challenge will seek to address this problem.
Our vision for every child is life in all its fullness. So everything that we do to improve the well-being of the child, we do. We've realized that open defecation particularly affects children, and children do not have access to school facilities when it comes to water and sanitation. And so our emphasis is to engage the children directly. First of all, encourage them to take an active interest in issues of sanitation, especially in their schools and communities. And secondly, also to challenge them to co-create solutions to local sanitation problems which will last. And thirdly, we want to use this platform as an advocacy platform to influence policy, to remove barriers, and to promote access to safe water and improve sanitation, especially in basic schools.
You heard there Yao Ata Ahin is the WASH Technical Coordinator for World Vision. Now let's head to the Savannah region and focus on health, because more than 500 nurses and other healthcare workers at a major referral healthcare facility in the region, the Damango Hospital, are on strike. The result is many patients, including children, are stranded at the OPD and other departments. The nurses are protesting to demand the removal of their boss and the hospital administrator. Some of the patients spoke to a correspondent, Isaac Nonya, and he joins us on the line with the situation there. So what can you tell us about the situation as we speak, Isaac?
There's mounting pressure on the facility. I will speak. A good number of patients who have just stepped in are being turned away. It was pathetic to see a little baby of less than 6 months who was rushed in from a nearby clinic, was equally turned away. All because the nurses have disagreed with the management style of the administrator and that of the nursing manager. And for that matter, they must step down. But these two people are still on post, though they are temporarily away from the hospital. If you know Damago very well, between Damago and Sola, between Damago and then the Damago Junction, between Damago and Daboya, between Damago and Bupe, there's no any hospital apart from this particular facility. And it also happens to be the referral center, dependent from that of the one at Bole. Bole is the only one with such a facility, and also Salaga. But all these hospitals within the region depend on the Damago Hospital.
Well, we'll be hearing from the Ghana Health Service at the regional level for more on this or their reaction to this latest development at the Damango Hospital. Elsewhere in the northeast region, there's an outbreak of a skin disease in a number of communities. At least 200 people, including children, have been infected. Video footage seen by Joy News shows a number of the affected persons scratching their skins in obvious pain. Correspondent Ilyasu Tanko is following the story for Joy News. Ilyasu, describe to us what's happening in these villages. Hello, Ilyasu. I can hear you, Ilyasu. So I'm asking for you to describe to us what's happening in these villages.
Well, villagers are very restless because of this particular rabies attack. As we speak, number of people have been affected. The district authorities have been notified. The acting regional northeast health director has just concluded a meeting with the regional minister, and he says that nearly 16 communities have been affected. And like you said in the lead there, over 200 people are thought to be affected. And they say that because of lack of drugs, they have placed orders in other areas for supplies to be provided for them to move in quickly to prevent this particular disease from escalating further.
I've seen the videos and it's quite disturbing, but have officials moved in to deal with the problem?
Yesterday, the authorities of both the Northeast and the Northern Region Health Directorate were in this particular community. They have made some assessments. And like I said, they have ordered for supplies to be provided for them to move into, curb this particular situation in these villages.
You heard my colleague Ilyasu Tanko reporting from the Northeast region. The midday news will take a quick break. When we return, we'll go live to the Accra International Conference Center for the Joy News Habitat Fair. It's underway with loads of offers from security for your home to quality of material for your dream house. And we'll also hear from dancehall artist Stoneboy as he takes on the job of a radio show host on the Cosmopolitan Mix on Joy FM.
My name is Mama View Swabwade here today with...
My name is Stoneboy, a.k.a. the Burnitan, a.k.a. the One God. And I'm your co-host on Joy FM. I'm going to be in my element with Mama View right now.
My name is Kwame Sefakai, and most of you know me as a media personality. But I am also a family man. The UMB mobile banking app, UMB Speed App, saves me so much time by letting me do almost all of my banking transactions on my phone. The cardless withdrawal feature allows me to withdraw cash from any UMB ATM without an ATM card. I can also pay bills, transfer money, request for a loan, invest money, and so much more. So now, I can spend less time at the bank and more time with the ones I love. Bank anywhere and anytime with a UMB mobile banking app, UMB Speed App, and get the time to do what you love most. Download the UMB Speed App from your Android, iOS, or Windows phone today. Call 0302-633-988 for more information. UMB Speed App, Digibank, let's go!
Kremasa, Ghana, so we correct Mason pa. And you make us super. Me a super Mason and Kasa. Because our job no and yet better. They won't see how beautiful and high quality your work is. That be what them they use believe you. That be why me too. It be only super cement at the use. Cement mu cement. Cement papa pa. Intere, me cries in yina from because super. Because me the super cement and DVD ra.
Super cement is designed to ensure that your buildings stand strong for generations. Build with Supersem Cement. Build your dream. Build.
Ago, my people, the Electoral Commission announces that the exhibition of the voters' register
cancelled from Tuesday, 10 September to Friday, 20th September 2019.
From 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. All those who registered from the 2012 after 2019 registration exercises should go in person to their polling stations to check if their names and particulars have been properly captured in the register. Go with your voter's ID card to facilitate fast checking of names. If you have lost your ID card, you should still go and check. Go to the polling station and have all your complaints resolved. Help ensure a clean and credible voters register by helping to remove names of deceased relatives. Come along with burial, death or obituary notice to help clean up the register. Let us help clean up the voters register to ensure free and fair election. Remember, the exhibition of the voters register
Cancelled from Tuesday, 10 September to Friday, 20th September 2019.
From 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily.
Thanks for staying with us here on the Midday News. It's time for sports, and it's a busy day at the Ghana Football Association's head office here in Accra, as today marks the deadline for submission of forms for those interested in contesting the GFA presidency, the Executive Council, and the Regional Football Associations. Benedict Owusu is live at the GFA and joins us on the line with more. So, Benedict, what's happening there at the moment?
Well, Nana Amponsan, who is Executive Chairman of FAR Rangers, has just arrived to submit his forms. He becomes the third person to submit his forms after Amanda Clinton, and then Wilfredo Sekou Kupama. Both did that yesterday. We are expecting George Fee, former Vice President of the FA, as well as Ketokuku Fred Papo, to all submit their forms. That's for the presidency. And in terms of the Executive Council, Samuel Enim, that's Asamajan's manager, also just arrived to submit his forms. earlier. That was yesterday. We had Randiabi who came here to submit his forms, and in the evening yesterday, Achi, that's Ashanti Boat CEO, also came here to submit his form. So we are just waiting for the other people that those that want to contest both the presidency as well as the executive council to all submit their form. So it's definitely going to be a busy day. It has started. The first person has come in for the presidency, and the first person for the executive council has also come in. So we expect more to come in as the day go by.
And the race is on. You heard the Benedict Owusu from the Ghana Football Association's head office. Now, the quest of a family of an 18-year-old girl kidnapped and sexually abused to seek justice has been impaired by their inability to raise an amount of 500 Ghana cedis to secure a medical report. Precious, whose story we broke sometime last month, reportedly suffered severe injuries to her private part after two self-styled pastors seeking shelter in their home sexually abused her nearly every day for 4 months. The family says they've spent all their earnings seeking medical care for their traumatized daughter. Komladum has more.
For weeks, the family has been moving from one hospital to another, seeking medical care for their daughter who was sexually abused for 4 months while in captivity.
Every day I say to and fro, if I know day for Kolobu Hospital for my daughter, I will come for this case. I am pleading for the government to help me for this case now. Just this I want for this case, because I don't understand what is going on.
The two suspects, Maxwell Peter and George Andrew, who are currently in police custody, are yet to be charged. The Keta Circuit Court has already adjourned the case twice, with the suspect expected to reappear on September 26. A team of private psychologists and psychiatrists, led by Reverend Father Anthony Amponsan, is offering psychological therapy for the victim, free of charge after she threatened to take her own life.
As soon as you start talking about that thing, she becomes wild. She now easily gets angry. She wrote something that she feels like taking her life.
But it is the continuous expenses on medical bills for the victim that is frustrating her parents. Her father says they have spent nearly 4,000 cedis on her treatment so far since their daughter was rescued.
Right after the test was done in Akaji, we pay 500. Kolibu has been done, and we also have to pay another 500 as the fee for the report. We spend so much at every place. We are asked to start the whole check again. In fact, I don't have any money. I have spent all I have.
Medical care for such victims of domestic abuse is expected to be borne by the state with the establishment of a domestic violence support fund. Legal practitioner Martin Kwebu led the advocacy and secured the court decision on the matter.
The law provides that it is the state's responsibility. I'm talking about the Domestic Violence Act 2007, Act 732. It says that victims of domestic violence are entitled to free medical care.
But for Precious's family, help is yet to come from state institutions mandated to offer such assistance. Women's advocacy group WOLDAF says the situation is unacceptable. Abigail Edemhunu is Advocacy and Communications Officer.
This is one of the barriers, because without that medical form, you don't have a case. You cannot prove your case in court. I am calling on the government of Ghana to ensure that the Domestic Violence Fund is such that people are actually able to access this.
And that's all we ask for as well. Now let's head to the Accra International Conference Centre. The Joy News Habitat Fair is underway at that centre there, and with loads of offers from security for your home to quality of material for your dream home. Ifwa Evans Chinri is live there and joins us on the line. Ifwa, what are we missing?
Yeah, hi, well, we're barely 2 hours away to the big launch, and patrons are still walking in here at Accra International Conference Centre to check out all their housing needs. I earlier spoke with some of the exhibitors who say patrons will be spoiled for choice because all their products are very affordable prices. Preparations are still ongoing. Exhibitors are still setting up, displaying their product for patrons to come in, check out what's going on. And then there features some of them, if they want to, some good music playing on here as well. So you just don't just come in here to check out the product, but you also be enjoying some good music in here as well.
And let's all gather there for the official launch at 2 p.m. I tell you, I kid you not, everything you need when it comes to habitat will be there at the Accra International Conference Centre. It's from today all the way to Sunday. You don't want to miss it. But today, one of Ghana's top artists, Livingston Eche Setekle, stage name Stoneboy, took a break from dancehall music and guess what? Took on a job as a radio presenter. The top skanker hit maker joined Mama Vio Uswabwaji to host the Cosmopolitan Mix here on Joy.
My name is Mama Vio Uswabwaji here today with...
My name is Stoneboy, aka the Burnitan, aka the Vanguard. and I'm your co-host on Joy FM. I'm going to be in my element with Mama V right now. This one says, Echo Hudson, good day, Joy. Stone B for Stone Boy, you're doing great. Keep it up. I'm flying with you at the office. Thank you very much. Thank you for tuning in and listening.
More messages on WhatsApp.
Mama V, hello, Mama V, good morning. Stone Boy be doing the thing. Beam to the world. I am Nanaya. Big up. So all of the ladies tuning right now.
It's a Friday edition of the Cosmopolitan Mix.
And if this guy doesn't stick to music, people will be out of jobs soon. What's trending on social media, Maps?
Well, people are talking about the hashtag Joy Clean Ghana campaign. As you can recall, yesterday our team visited Choco. This one's from Stephen Ajapong, who says, if we as individuals will do the needful in our small corner, the government will have little to do. You live comfortable in such a mess you created by yourself, and then you blame the government. And Emmanuel Ebo Arthur says, kudos to the assemblyman and not like the other one who stopped the exercise. The last one is from Kweku Michael, who says, so without the intervention of the media, what was the AMA doing? Ghana is now a sick nation with its citizens blinded by religion and politics and refusing to let the law take its course.
And we all know where we all got the quote from at this point. And that's it for the midday news here on Joy 99.7 FM. There's more news when you log on to myjoyonline.com. It's a long weekend. Enjoy it, but stay safe.
So everyone says I'm a Kosia filler, but it's not like I'm nosy or go out to find out the latest filler. It's just that